As a direct support professional, your role in navigating emotional challenges is crucial. How you respond can shape coping abilities and growth. Let's explore effective strategies for supporting individuals through difficulties. Individuals with developmental disabilities face various challenges like everyone else. These include disappointments, grief, health concerns, and major life transitions. They may also encounter discrimination and sensory overload. Communication challenges often complicate their emotional expression. Consequently, they might have fewer coping resources. Let's talk about one of the most important things we can do when supporting someone: listening in a way that makes them feel seen and understood. That means using reflective listening, respecting emotions, and watching for nonverbal signs of how someone feels. Reflective listening. First, what's reflective listening? It just means repeating back what you see or hear in a calm, respectful way without judgment. Let's say a client says, "I hate this place. I want to go home." Instead of saying, "Calm down, it's not that bad," you could say, "Sounds like you're really upset right now and want to be somewhere else. Want to tell me what's going on?" That small change shows you're listening and it gives them space to talk more. Avoid dismissing feelings. It's also really important not to brush off someone's feelings. If a client is crying or frustrated, avoid saying things like, "You'll be fine," or "It's not a big deal." Even if it seems small to us, it's big to them. So instead, try, "It looks like this really upset you. I'm here if you want to talk about it or just need a break." This is what we mean by reading nonverbal emotions. Not everyone uses words to show how they feel. Some people go quiet, some rock or cover their ears. Some lash out. These are all forms of communication. So if a client curls up or moves away from a group, you might say, "Looks like it's a little too noisy right now. Want to take a quiet break with me?" Recognizing these signs without blaming or labeling can help stop a meltdown before it starts. Using emotion words that fit the client. If someone says, "I feel bad," or just "I'm mad," we can help grow their emotional vocabulary, but only in a gentle way. Try this. When you say bad, do you mean sad or maybe frustrated? You can tell me. Some clients might respond better to emojis, photos, or even color cards. Use what fits them. Next, we have building trust through validation. When we reflect someone's feelings instead of correcting them, when we pause and say, "That makes sense. I'd feel that way too," we're building something powerful. Trust. And trust leads to better communication, better cooperation, and stronger relationships. So remember, listen with empathy. Don't rush to fix or judge, notice what's not being said, and always validate how someone feels, even if you don't fully understand it yet. That's how we support with compassion and help people feel safe and respected. Let's walk through a few examples of how to simplify complex ideas into clear, everyday language we can use with the people we support. 1. Rights restrictions. So let's say we're talking about rights restrictions. The complex version of this idea sounds like this. Certain rights may be restricted based on a behavior support plan and must be reviewed by the Rights Committee. Now, that's a lot to take in, right? Here's how we could simplify that when talking with a client. Sometimes a rule might say you can't do something for now, like going out alone if it helps keep you safe. We'll talk about it and review it often. This version keeps the meaning but makes it easier to understand and less intimidating. 2. Medical consent, informed decisions. Now let's talk about medical consent. The complex way to say this might be, you have the right to informed consent regarding all medical procedures and treatments. Sounds formal, right? Here's how you can explain that to someone in a simpler, more supportive way. Before a doctor does anything to help you, like giving medicine or checking your body, they have to tell you what it is and ask if you're okay with it. You get to say yes or no. That gives the person control, and it's explained in a way they can really understand. 3. Abuse and mandated reporting. Now here's one that's really important: abuse and mandated reporting. The complex idea would be, as mandated reporters, staff are legally obligated to report any suspected abuse, neglect, or exploitation. But here's how we can make that clearer. If anyone hurts you, yells at you, takes your money, or makes you feel scared, I have to tell someone who can help keep you safe. That version is honest, simple, and comforting. It lets the person know you're on their side. 4. Community inclusion. And finally, let's talk about community inclusion. Here's the complex version. Community integration refers to full participation in typical community activities and settings. Now that's textbook language, but here's a better way to explain it in a way that feels real. You can go out and do the things everyone else does, like shop, go to the park, or get a job. We're here to help you be part of your community. It paints a picture and helps them feel like they belong, and that's the whole point. Closing script. So, when we talk to the people we support, it's important to speak with respect, clarity, and kindness. Use simple language, give examples, and always check for understanding. It's not about dumbing things down. It's about lifting people up with clear communication. Let's talk about one of the most important things we can do in our role, empowering the people we support to be more independent. Now, independence doesn't mean stepping back and leaving someone on their own. It means offering real choices, encouraging decision-making, and creating a space where people feel confident in their own voice. Let's walk through a few everyday moments where that can really shine. Morning routines, letting people start their day with choice. First up, mornings, it's easy to fall into the let's just get moving mindset, especially on a busy day, but we can still keep it respectful. Instead of saying you need to put on your clothes now, you could offer a choice. Do you want the red shirt or the blue one? Brush your teeth before or after breakfast? That small moment of control can set a positive tone for the whole day. From home to community, building ownership during outings. Now let's take that idea into the community, say, the grocery store. Let's say your client grabs something off the shelf that's not on the list. You could say, put that back, but that kind of shuts down the moment instead. Try this. We've got 5 left. Want cookies or juice today? Or even, let's add that to next week's list. That's a good pick. You're not just managing money, you're helping them feel ownership in the outing. Keeping dignity and health, medication with respect. Let's shift to something a bit more sensitive. Medication. Medication time can feel really vulnerable. So instead of a direct command like, take your pill now, offer something more supportive. Would you like to take it with water or juice? Want to take it now or after your show? This tiny bit of control helps preserve dignity while getting the task done. Activities. From passive to participating. Moving from daily tasks to planning the day. What about activities? Rather than dictating what you're doing, turn it into collaboration instead of, we're going to the park. Try, would you rather go to the park or the library today? Or even, is there something you've been wanting to do this weekend? It shows the person that their voice matters and how their time is spent. Handling no with empowerment. Of course, there are moments where the answer has to be no, but how we say it matters. Saying, that's the rule, you don't have a choice, can really damage trust. Instead, say, I know that's frustrating, let's look at what we can do right now. Or, want to bring it up in your next team meeting? I'll help you write it down. You're still holding the boundary, but now you're empowering advocacy. Not just control life skills. Every meal is a moment. Let's close with one of the most everyday examples, meal prep. Even if it's quicker to just do it yourself, that doesn't help the person grow. So instead of I'll just make it for you, try. Want to help stir the pasta? Do you want to make your sandwich or want me to help you start it? You're not just making lunch. You're teaching capability and showing that you believe they can. So, what do all of these have in common? They're not about giving up structure. They're about sharing control, offering respect, and creating space for growth. When we empower people through choice, we build trust. When we support decisions, we build confidence. And when we honor autonomy, even in small moments, we help people live more fully. That's what real support looks like. Recognize when presence is helpful versus overwhelming. Offer physical comfort when needed, but allow private time. Remain available without hovering, following the person's lead. This balance supports emotional processing. It respects their autonomy and personal space. Remind individuals of previously successful coping skills. Offer sensory tools or activities to aid comfort. Use visual supports or social stories to guide them. Maintain routines to provide stability. Modeling calm behavior also helps in stressful times. For verbal processing, ask open-ended questions and wait patiently. Mirror language at the person's level for clarity. Use visual supports if necessary and avoid overwhelming questions. For nonverbal expression, pay attention to body language. Offer communication tools and observe behavior patterns. Recognize when additional support is essential. Look for prolonged mood changes or self-injurious behavior. Be alert to significant changes in sleep or appetite. Expressions of hopelessness or difficulty with daily functioning are red flags. Seeking help can prevent further deterioration. Providing compassionate support builds resilience for future challenges. Remember to practice self-care and maintain professional boundaries. Your steady presence is key to helping individuals manage their difficulties.